We've been talking quite a bit about some of the recent price surges for different parts, especially right now on the PC side, as people do like to buy all their parts and put their systems together. Individually, people have noticed that, wow, RAM, SSDs, things are getting more expensive, and now we're getting more and more clarity on it. But there was one piece of the puzzle I was waiting for, and that was the actual announcement and acknowledgement of this from some companies right now that are in the PC gaming space, and we just got that. In fact, right now, this seems to be a good setup for people who maybe are looking to buy stuff, say for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, as they at least gave us a bit of a warning here, but it also, I think, shows what's about to happen as we go into 2026, but we'll go over that here today. So if you guys enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you're new. So let's head over here. This is over on Video Cards, videocards.com, and they are citing CyberPowerPC. Of course, they've been known for a long time as a company you can go to for a pre-build, and pre-builds have gained more prominence as we've gone along. A long time ago, there were only a few that would do pre-builds, and most of them would go for like the top of the market. So it generally was cheaper if you had the know-how to buy all the different parts, put it together, and usually you'd line it all up and it'd be like, wow, I saved $700, $800, $1,000 or something, right? That's kind of gone by the wayside now as pre-builds have found their way into big box stores like Best Buy and Walmart. It wasn't like that back in the day. It was kind of a very niche thing to run across a pre-built system in even a Comp USA, something like that. But now they're all over the place and they're fairly cheap. In fact, it's many times you can save money getting certain pre-builds, especially when they're on sale. Well, that I think could be coming to an end here because, as I mentioned before, we're going to get kind of creative, bit savvy with how we build some of these PCs in the future here, especially over the next couple of years. But CyberPowerPC has confirmed that there is indeed going to be price hikes coming, okay? And they issued this over on their official, you can see their X count here. Didn't get a lot of traction, which was interesting because I do think this is something that people should be paying more attention to for PC gaming, but then also just gaming outright, since RAM being one of the big things they're focusing in on here is used by basically everything, right? So here they say the price changes coming December 7th, 2025 due to market conditions. Recently, global memory or RAM prices have surged by 500%. SSD prices have risen by 100%. This has had a direct impact on the cost of building gaming PCs since October 1st, 2025. As a result, CyberPC will begin price adjustments on all systems on December 7th, 2025. So they mentioned here they want it to be fully transparent with the community and everything. And I will give them credit. They are at least giving people a decent notice. And the reason I say that is because the notice is for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, that it technically going on now, but what'll happen is when we get through tomorrow with Thanksgiving and then into Black Friday and then Saturday and Sunday, you will see some other deals just randomly pop up. Flash deals are pretty common. I think on Friday early morning, I'm going to do a video going over some of the last minute Black Friday deals and then some of the Cyber Monday deals to look out for and take advantage of that day and over the weekend. But pre-builds, or at least still the price that they were, along with the discount. And this has led to many people just start going at blitzing some of these retail listings. I'm seeing them being shared all over the place because right now it's kind of uncertain as to what kind of price adjustments they're about to make. Because if they said, oh, we're going to raise prices 10%, 20%, at least you would have an idea. They say that RAM surged by 500%. And they're going back, I'm sure, to the almost the bottom of the market. I mean, that could have been in August at this point with how fast RAM has risen. And I mean, if you look, here's Best Buy, 32 gigabytes of DDR5, $300. That's on sale. There's one for $400. You can get the cheaper brands and stuff, of course, slower DDR5 memory and get a little cheaper. But it seems like the baseline, even on sale, is $300. Sale, but otherwise it would have been $400 for 32 gigabytes DDR5. Then you can kind of go up from there for 64 gigabytes or 128 gigabytes, whatever, however much RAM you want. Back in the day, again, RAM was the last thing you would consider in terms of price breakdown. It was always, okay, what does my CPU cost? What does my GPU cost? Because those were going to be the two big ones. RAM legitimately is almost, I mean, it depends on the video card, almost or is the most expensive thing going into your system now, as many people do aim for 32 gigabytes, in this case of DDR5. All right. So because of this, people are now looking at these pre-builds, and here's like CyberPCs. This is just over on Best Buy, a quick search right here where you can see some of CyberPowerPC, iBuyPower, even the HP Omen. To me, if CyberPower is already relaying that they're going to be raising prices, I mean, this is going to affect iBuyPower. You can even say HP Omen, Asus, all these companies that have to source their parts for their pre-builds. I mean, they're going to go up in price as well. So when I look at this and go, this is how people are considering their purchases now. How much RAM is in this? Because let's say you get one that is, I mean, here's 32 gigabytes, right? DDR5. We just looked at the prices when it's not on sale. They're $400. So you go, wow, okay. So take $400 off of this $1,150 price here for it, where it's on sale. And you start to think about, oh, okay, Ryzen 7, the 5060 Ti with 16 gigabytes of VRAM. That's not bad. And it's funny because we would think of the video card first in these builds. Years ago, when the whole crypto boom was going on, you would look at one of these desktops and be like, okay, it has a 1660 Ti in it. Okay, that's not bad, because that's like $500 for some reason right now. So that makes sense. So I wanted to bring this up to you guys, because if you are indeed shopping for a PC right now, I mean, the pre-build might be the move currently based on the RAM prices and the fact that these price increases, as CyberPower is mentioning here, has not hit any of this yet. All right, so they're at least leaving it for Black Friday and Cyber Monday, again, December 7th. Then we'll see what the jump is. But that is ahead of the holiday season, as many people, I'm sure, will be going out buying pre-built PCs at your Best Buys, Walmarts, wherever, from December 7th onwards. So if you can get out in front of it, might be the time to do it, especially throughout this weekend coming up for Cyber Monday. And I mean, I would just do some research based on the card and I guess the amount of RAM in these systems, along with the CPU. But like, this is a 6500 XT with 4 gigabytes of VRAM. I understand it's a $600 pre-built, and I mean, 16 gigabytes of what should be DDR5. That's a fair amount technically in terms of the pricing for it. But 4 gigabytes of VRAM, 8 gigabytes sounds low for a lot of people, but with Valve pushing the Steam machine, I kind of, and just based on the market right now and where we're heading with how expensive just a lot of these DRAM chips are, some of these studios might legitimately go, okay, we need to figure out how to make this work with an 8 gigabyte card. And then, hey, we can scale up from there for the PlayStation 6 or however much RAM that thing's going to have. So that's kind of where we are right now and why I wanted to bring this to your attention. But the fact that we are getting this information relayed to us now does make me think, yes, while not all these companies are going to put the message out like CyberPower, I mean, we're just going to see these prices going up. Everything that's going on right now with the big AI boom is absolutely affecting things that, you know, we're going to see in everyday life for these PCs, or if you just want to buy storage. So right now, that's the big thing I would look for. And again, I'm going to have a video on Friday morning just detailing some of this stuff. Absolutely look for storage, as SSDs, I think those are going to be, they already mentioned 100% up. I think it's going to go up more than that. So definitely storage. And I guess right now, any parts you would need for your PC that's like really necessary currently, because there's also a chance, if you can get through the next couple of years, that people are hoping for the AI bubble to burst, and then who knows what happens with a lot of these contracts with memory and DRAM and stuff. But for now, I would expect this to be an ongoing thing, similar to the crypto stuff, but actually worse, really, because think about all the big companies that are involved in this. It's not people going, oh, we're going to farm Bitcoin or Ethereum or whatever with a bunch of video cards that we're buying on credit or something. No, these are massive $trillion companies that are throwing hundreds of billions of dollars at this thing to try to race towards this super intelligent stuff. And it's going to be an interesting couple of years. But just wanted to put that out there for you guys in case you missed this. Don't get blindsided and wait too long when it comes to buying these a pre-built PC or just a PC in general and getting it set up maybe for the holiday season. Might want to look to doing that a bit earlier, as December 7th, at least for CyberPower, is when they're going to be raising their prices. And I would expect a knock-on effect, a cascading effect, if you will, for all these other companies with prices going up probably before the big holiday rush here in the next couple of weeks. But let me know what you guys think about this one down below in the comments. It's just 2026 gonna get expensive for really anything that uses RAM, and that's just about all these systems and electronics that we use or maybe are planning to buy in the future, say with even next generation consoles from Microsoft and Sony. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.